Ethereum moved to $2,700, a rally of 53% in 2 weeks. Congratulations to everyone that took the trade, and now altcoins start to rage. Guys, I'm finally back in my other studio. As you can see here, amazing stuff happened during Token 2049. Apologies first that I was not here because I was networking, meeting old friends, making new friends, going to all the events, but I have so much stuff to talk about with you. And today we're going to talk about that I believe Bitcoin is fooling everyone with the current situation, how Bitcoin is behaving. And I'm going to show you proof that I have found that will show you that we are about to explode to the upside. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here once again after a couple days of me being absent. So really sorry for that. Also, I made a really stupid mistake when I left Kiev. You know, these sliding bottoms that you need to put your camera on a stand, you know, so I forgot this. So after this video, I have to go to a shopping center and actually try to find something like this, that tomorrow I have everything from a right angle again. So, but let's forget about this. Let's talk about what's happening in the market, because we missed 4 days of what was going on, even though we were right with everything that we said in the last video. The DXY is still currently trending to the downside and might potentially in the coming days break under 100 points. We were really close to drop below that here, 100 points, 0.2, but from there I was not really surprised that we got the bounce back to the upside, because this is such a strong support level. But in the next couple of days, I predict that we are going to break below this. And once we are doing that, you will see Bitcoin at $67,000 and potentially even higher. And this will also then flip into a resistance level. We will not break this during this bull run again in the near term, at least. And of course, while I was at Token 2049, I come bearing gifts, guys. I know you love this so much that I had a chat with Bybit to bring it back for you straight away. The airdrop positions are back, guys. The airdrop positions are back. I spoke with them during Token 2049 and said, please get it back. A lot of people enjoyed it. So, and therefore, there is a new $500 airdrop campaign. Again, for the same coins like before, you can again claim the $500 airdrop position on all the coins that we had before here. This is ending just before Christmas, I think. So take advantage of that, because I think they are not going to do it a third time. I had really to back them to do it. Use the link in the description and the pin comment below. If you missed before to claim your airdrop position, now is your chance to do it. And let's now talk about Bitcoin. I'm going to show you a trade where you can potentially directly use your free $500 on that airdrop position. Before I forget it, you need to deposit $100 for it to claim the $500 airdrop position. Only then you will get it. Now, Bitcoin daily chart. Here on the daily chart, Bitcoin is moving in direction of the downward sloping resistance line, currently sitting at $66,700, approximately $66,800, depending on when we're going to touch it. I believe it will be Thursday, Friday is something that I can imagine that this will be the time frame when we're going to start to touch this. And I'm also telling you straight away, we are going to get a rejection. It doesn't matter how high we go. Even if we break through this downward sloping trend line and go to $68,400, $500, we're going to get a rejection, come back below this line, consolidate slightly below it, and then a couple days later we get a proper break to the upside. But not directly when we are going up now. I want you to keep this in mind, because you see already here's a lot of wicks in this area here, from 63,600 to 64,200, and to the downside the same thing. So the Bitcoin price is a little bit trapped here right now between $62,500 and $63,000 also to the downside, which is not that bad, because it gives us the opportunity to potentially enter a little bit lower again into Bitcoin. I know everybody is calling for 61, you know, so that we kind of come back here to this support box that I actually have to flip green now, in the worst case scenario, or at least that we come here to this support. I don't believe that, because everybody's looking at it. Usually when everybody's looking at the same thing, it's not going to happen. I believe that In the worst case, we come down to $62,400, $500 because there was also priorly a big resistance. If I draw here a line, there's also a lot of former support. Currently also the level of support. If we come back to $62,500, take a trade from there. Don't wait. Set your limit orders actually now to that level. With a tight stop loss, we make it tight. Here $61,500. And the target, we make 68,400. There you go, almost a 10% move to the upside. That's more than enough, guys. Even with 10x leverage, 20x leverage would be also still fine. So you lose potentially 30% if that goes against you, but you make 200% to the upside. The risk reward ratio is definitely worth it here on the daily chart, but don't expect this to be happening tomorrow, so just that you're aware of that. So then where is the current price action coming from? Also really, really important to understand. For that, I'm here on CoinGlass, and I can tell you the whole move here to the upside currently is leverage driven. How do I know that? I only need to look here at the open interest. The open interest is increasing while the price is going up. So that means people are taking long positions. At the same time, spot volume is going down or chopping sideways, means there's no retail interest currently. And this is only institutional and leverage driven here, which is absolutely fine. I can live with that because retail is coming back really, really soon, guys. It will not take a long time anymore until the retail market is coming back and taking over. And then you will see that actually spot is outperforming the open interest in terms of leverage. This is something important to understand, and I'm going to show you here in a moment why. Our old trade setup here on the 4-hourly chart with the liquidation levels has played out to the T here. Congratulations to everyone that took the trade, I think like 10 days ago with us together. So now we have closed this trade. Here on the liquidation levels, you see another reason why I believe that we are not going much lower than $62,000. First of all, the 50 moving average is coming in here, and also the over leveraged long positions are also sitting around that area of $62,000 to $62,700, which makes it highly unlikely that we drive the price lower, let's say to the 200 moving average, because we have support around the 50 moving average. It's also the bottom of the EMA ribbon, again, which gives us a lot of confidence that we are getting a bounce from there back to the upside, break then $64,000 and continue to move into higher levels, unless we see a bigger build up of short positions just above current price around the $64,000 mark, and then squeeze to the upside first before we get at some point then a bigger retracement into the $62,000 area. We're looking at the liquidation heat map. Also here you find confluence for a move to $62,500, $600 because of the hottest areas, the most concentrated areas that are sitting below us in terms of liquidity. Here are a lot of long positions that could get liquidated that have built up over the last 24 hours, but we should also not disregard that here above $64,000 all the way up to $64,700 has also built up a really, really nice cluster that could get taken out here quicker than what we think, So, but here another, if I go to a weekly chart, another indication where we potentially come down first, because also here over the last week, the liquidity that has built up is higher concentrated below us than currently above us, which makes it normally more attractive to drive the price first down before we are sending it to the upside. On the correctional phase side for Bitcoin, we have finally flipped the super trend on the NX algo back into the green, which means even if we come down to the top end of that indicator, we would go to $61,400, most likely get the bounce from there and continue then the trajectory to the upside. But like I said, I don't believe that we go that low. 62,500 looks way more likely for me. The other reason for that is that we are putting in here a small inverse head and shoulders pattern. Here's the left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's potentially, the head, potentially here the right shoulder. So, and you have then here your neckline. And once $64,400 is broken, we're going to see a nice pop here in direction of, what is it, $75,000 approximately. But what I want to show you here with the corrections, 212 days, we are right now in the correction. We're getting close to the 220, 221 day mark, which puts us into early October, first October week, for a massive, massive move here out of that zone. So there is, if we take historical data here into account, a high probability that by the beginning of October, we potentially leave that zone here and are somewhere around the $74,000, $75,000 levels. But take this with a grain of salt. This can extend a little bit before we are actually seeing this. But historically, out of these correctional phases that go over 200 days, they usually go leading into 220, 221 days. And then we are getting a proper break out of it, which again would bring put us above $74,000. Then here also on the 12-hourly chart, indicators still pointing a little bit to the downside, at least the stochastic RSI. The RSI is bullish. The MACD needs a bounce here in this current candle that we just opened. Only if we get this bounce, we get continuation to the upside, also in the price action. And also the stochastic needs to turn around here a little bit. That consolidation here on the 12-hourly chart is not that bad. So we can technically say that we have here a small bull flag currently going on. But we need a breakout here by Friday. And the target would be $70,386. Possible. But I'm not believing that we are, of course, getting this by next Friday. So a breakout, yes. But I think to hit this target here, this might take 2 or 3 weeks. But it's a nice setup, guys. It's a nice setup. Once we're breaking $64,000 with a confirmed 4-hourly close, you could enter this and trade this into the $70,000 range, which again will give you over 10% of a return on that position. Then on the daily chart, here the stochastic RSI looks a little bit dangerous. Look here, we are starting to flatline here. So this needs to come down and cool down a little bit. Hence why I don't want to rule out that we come all the way down to like $62,000, $62,500. But once we're doing that, the worst is over, and then we're turning around and get continuation. When we look at the USDT market cap, we are still sitting here at this major support, but you see that we are starting to eat into this, and this is really, really healthy for the overall market, because the more USDT gets deployed, the higher goes the market in general. So here I just want to see some more follow through. And remember, once we're breaking under the 5% level, we will be around $68,000. And then every 25 basis points, more or less, we can add another $2,000 to the Bitcoin price. And once we're hitting here 4.3, 4.2%, we should be at a new all-time high. Now the Bitcoin dominance has broken down out of that rising wedge that I had drawn here the other day. Good, the technical target should be here around 57%. We are getting close to this, but don't be fooled, guys. Don't be fooled. I still believe that there's one more leg to the upside in the dominance when Bitcoin pulls like a 10-20% move, which Bitcoin does in a bull run sometimes, and that could catapult the dominance close to 60%. I still believe that this is in the cards. I will only change my mind if we come all the way down here to 55%, retest this here, get rejected, and go under 54.6%. Only then I will come out and say, hey, this was the top for the dominance in this cycle, and now altcoins start to rage, and we will go then of course under 50% and even lower than that. But only if we get this now. And we are not seeing something like this here. We see something like this, expect 60%. Also, I was speaking with ZoomX. I was in their office. Imagine that, guys. I was 3 hours in their office, a little bit more than 3 hours in Singapore. And these guys are amazing. So you know, guys, I work with them already now for 3 months. But what they are going to do for the space, and what they are also doing for us, their partners, and what they're also doing for their client base, you guys, I cannot even describe it. There's so much stuff coming. I love them now even more after yesterday evening. The ZoomX guys know exactly what I mean. Besides the yard party that we had. So, and I can only encourage you guys, sign up there, get a chance to win $1,000, take the $45,000 deposit bonus that you can get. The platform is amazing. There will be a lot of stuff coming out in the next couple of weeks. Also, they're gonna add more coins. I can only highly encourage you, go and sign up with the link in the description below. And of course, at the same time, if you deposit $100, you stand a chance to win $1,000 here, 2 times $500 every week. Tomorrow, I'm gonna continue with that. I was trying to find my Excel sheet, but yeah, when I came back on this setup, I did not have it, so I have to go later and check on this, So, but I love these guys. I really cannot find any other words for that. Met with the owner, with everyone, and also their new Formula One driver that they're going to sponsor. So go and take advantage of the giveaway that they're having with the link in the description below and in the pin comment below, because I'm gonna trade a lot more money there, and I think I'm gonna start from tomorrow. After tomorrow, I have some money coming in that I need to move around and gonna put on ZoomX. So tomorrow after tomorrow, I'm gonna open a really big position because I have so much more confidence now in this platform than I had before. Now let's talk about altcoins, guys, because I know a lot of you guys want to make money on altcoins. Let's talk about Ethereum. Ethereum moved to $2,700 as I was telling you guys a couple of days back. Now the indicator's telling me we are a little bit overextended, and also we are currently sitting at resistance. So a small pullback is highly likely for Ethereum. Sorry, I'm always going back from the microphone, but I need my old setup. I need to go and buy the stuff for the camera. I believe that Ethereum could pull back here into this area of $2,500, $2,570. From there, I would open a position and trade this in direction of $3,000. So again, if you were smart enough and you listened to me when I told you down here to open a position, you are fine, you can hold it, no need to close anything. The only thing that I would do is I would add to my position when we get into this area here in direction of the $3,000 mark. But I'm telling you, there is a small correction coming. So here on the 4-hourly chart, it looks a little bit different. Here we are trimmed for continuation, but here also on the 12-hourly chart. Even though this looks bullish in a bull market, when we are starting to look overextended like this, we are not there yet, guys. Don't get fooled by this. I'm telling you, we are getting first a small pullback, then continuation. Might not happen today or tomorrow, but I can tell we will also not move much higher during these 2 days, and most likely just chop around. And then we get this correction I'm talking about. And then you will bite yourself in the butt if you did not listen to me. So be aware of that, guys, because we are running here into multiple resistances at $2,700 and $2,772. And for now, with what the indicators are showing, there is rejection programmed and not continuation. Then Solana more or less the same situation, just that Solana looks a little bit more bullish here on the 4-hourly chart for me, because we have here this. If Solana breaks here above $147, it will open immediately the doors into this resistance area here of $155. But from there, also rejection to the downside back to $150, $149. And only from there, we're going to get then the move into higher levels for Solana. But something else I want to point out here. Remember when I told you during breakpoint, Solana is running? Look at this here. That was during into breakpoint. I told you into breakpoint, during breakpoint, Solana is running. Solana was running. So if you also took advantage of this here, of that news event, congratulations to you for listening here. Now I'm telling you, if we break above $147 and we get a 1-hourly close above that, we're going to get continuation until $155, $160. From there we turn around and you get another chance to enter potentially here at $150 before we move also into a new all-time high for Solana. Worst case scenario, we get rejected, we come back to like $142. Not the end of the world. Take a trade from there and trade this then to the upside. So what I would do is I would set some limit orders down here. Of course, not with all the money that I'm trading, want to trade with. Maybe 50% of the money that I would like to allocate into Solana. And the other 50% I keep on the side just in case that we break above $147. Because then I can directly enter here with that money. I can then cancel this order down here and then allocate the rest. So, but just in case if we come down and then go up, you are covered for both scenarios. Then Injective had also an amazing run so far. Here was still an old setup that starts to come into fruition right now. So, but guys, don't take this trade right now because look at the indicators. Bearish crossover on the stochastic RSI pointing to the downside on the daily, MACD losing momentum. So also here, because we had now a really nice rally, a rally of 53% in like 2 weeks, there must be a smaller correction to the downsides. And here, this can bring us back to around $20. So actually, let's adjust this to $20. So we want to make sure when it comes down to $20, that's where you want to enter this. A little bit lower, $20.20. So once we are getting there, you want to enter this, and then you look at a 38% move to the upside into this golden ratio here of $28. This is the next trade setup. Don't enter this right now when we are potentially putting in a topping candle, and at the same time, all the indicators on the daily time frame screaming correction, correction, correction. Also, don't forget, guys, if you want to trade all these coins on a decentralized platform, because you cannot KYC or for whatever other reason, go to AlphaX. That is a decentralized exchange with a centralized exchange feeling, which I really like about them. You can also get here up to $5,000 in reward just for signing up there. You can choose how you want to sign up there, with email, with MetaMask, OKX, whatever. Use the link in the description below for that. Take advantage of that because I think they're going to be a long time around, and it is a good alternative for you guys that are not able to KYC or don't want to KYC and have like the same feeling that you have on Bybit by trading on a decentralized solution. Now let's go quickly through one or two other coins. So HNT is also setting up here for continuation to the upside, because here we are about to bottom out on the 4-hourly chart. Stochastic almost on the bottom. The MACD a little bit bearish, but you see these bearish candles are really, really flat, and the RSI about to turn around. So usually when we see a turnaround in the RSI to the upside, that marks the local bottom on the RSI, not price-wise, and points to a reversal here and continuation in terms of the price. So now really easy to trade two ways. Either you wait for a break of this downward sloping trend line, or you trade a little bit more aggressive and you wait for this trend line to break. So either you wait for $7.45 or for $7, I would say 70. If we continue a little bit lower, you might be able to buy it again at $7.15. So again, same thing, some limit orders at $7.15. And if we don't get it, then up to you. You know, if you want to trade aggressive, you enter at $7.45. If you want to be less risky, you enter at $7.70. But be aware, this is like a 5%, this is a 6% move from the current price. Then Telegram. Telegram did not move at all. It drives me crazy, guys. I have a trade on Telegram, and the whole market was moving, just not Telegram. But with conviction and experience, I know I need to stick here to my guns and stay in the trade, because we're going to get the move that I'm waiting for. So we're really close. Here, this downward sloping trend line will be broken here really soon. Once we break this, I expect a giga pump here on Telegram. So get ready for that, because also the indicators are heavily overextended on the bearish side, which is good for us, because then the longer this goes on, the more volatile the breakout will be. So if you want to enter here at $5.63 approximately, and my first target will be directly the 200 moving average and this downward sloping trend line at around $6.47, nothing below that. I will not take any profit below that. So, and the 50 moving average is currently also a strong support level below us at $5.33, but I don't believe that we're going to reach that. Looks more like that things are now finally turning around for Telegram for continuation to the upside in the next couple of days. And the last one, Rune. Rune again, really strong here on a 12-hourly chart. Worst case scenario, what I see is that we get more rejected at around $4.75. If we break through that, you enter here. If not, then a retest of the EMA ribbon might be likely at $4.40. And I would, again, set some limit orders there and just wait and see what's going to happen. If we get, let's say, 2 4-hourly candle closes above $4.75, I would be inclined to enter here to trade this into $5.50, $5.83. Especially with the golden cross that we got here on the 12-hourly chart. But usually we will come back to the EMA ribbon to test this before we get continuation to the upside, because since the break here above the EMA ribbon, we did not get a proper retest into the EMA ribbon, hence why this is standing out currently, and I would be waiting for this. And when I go into the 4-hourly time frame, also here the 50 moving average would make a lot of sense on the 4-hourly time frame to be retested, also with the EMA ribbon bottom, before we get continuation to the upside here in the next, let's say 48 hours, even though the indicators are not looking bad, you know. So MACD about to print a buy signal, RSI slowly going up, stochastic also only halfway going up. So things are really not looking too shabby here for Rune. But again, be careful in the current price action. Watch these levels that I just gave to you, and we make then decisions according to that. Thank you so much for watching. Again, was today a little bit longer because we had a lot to chat about and catch up over the last 4 days. But don't forget, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you with more money tomorrow.